another episode of Stuck in Vermont, brought to you by 7 Days. We are here in the Fleming Museum. It is March 22nd, Thursday, and Preservation Burlington is having a wonderful fundraiser. Let's go and talk to some people about it, shall we? Come.
People forget that communities and cities are constantly growing and changing.
Cities are growing organisms.
There are people sitting around the table who have the power to really influence the direction that a city's going in.
And so much is wrapped up in the buildings where we live, where we work, where we go for entertainment, where we go for education.
You know, what we see now could have been something entirely different, you know?
I think there's a lot that's gone on in Burlington that many people don't know about.
You know, because we only see it for what it is, but there are a lot of people influencing that, so.
It's the result of a lot of work on a lot of people's parts.
And things can't be expected to stay the same. On the other hand, that doesn't mean we should just throw everything out, baby out with the bathwater and start over. We can build on what we've learned in the past and enjoy the richness of a lovely tradition of building. We call this the Date with History, and amongst the crowd milling around are several people that are characters. So,
can you guess who we are then?
Who could you be?
Who could we be?
Sarah Holbrook.
No.
Oh, what about
You got it. You got her.
Lisa Howard.
Yes.
Got it. I knew it would come to me.
Well, I'm very proud that this building is named after me. I'm Robert Hull Fleming, and this is my niece,
Catherine Walcott.
But altogether tells the story of how Burlington and Winooski came to look the way they currently look. So there's transportation, the advent of the automobile, there is urban renewal in both cities. There are natural forces, flood, fire, Dutch elm disease.
It's wonderful to see it interpreted and brought back, be reminded of all the changes.
It's constant change, but it's events like this that bring together people who have the memory of what was in Burlington 20, 30, 40 years ago.
And then we look at the waterfront and Church Street, two areas that the city made a real effort to transform.
And so when you see something like this in 1984, this proposal of putting all these shops and restaurants and hotels on the waterfront, it would have completely changed the waterfront and what it is now.
Many of the ideas that were presented were a little too extreme, but they had to be presented in order for them to be modified.
There was an idea for a multi-lane highway along Burlington's waterfront, which was one of those instances where, you walk through the show and you kind of go.
A lot of stuff that could have happened in Burlington, thank goodness didn't.
Maybe we shouldn't just ignore our past, but celebrate it.
It is the heritage that brings us together. When we're reflecting on what's been here in the past, it's also a way to think about the future.
What's going on in Winooski right now, and what are we going to do with our waterfront? There's a lot of questions, and we need people to be involved. And Preservation Burlington is a great organization.
Looking ahead. Looking at opportunities for preservation, looking at opportunities for development, balancing the needs.
And bring this all together to help people understand where we've come from and where we're going.
So it's really important for folks, as you said, to be involved.
But I think, more than just nostalgia, events like this really provide a way to strengthen the community.
With some good citizen awareness and participation, we can keep the city as livable and enchanting as it is now, and welcome guests as well, and visitors and new residents.
Especially in relatively small cities like these, all of our roles in the shape of them, we all play a very important piece in it. So
when we look back at this event 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now, it's yet another milestone, a small milestone perhaps, but really within the context of the history of Burlington, pulling together this much information, bringing together not only this group but other groups that have been forming around this exhibit here, it really has refocused in attention on what we have, what we can celebrate, where we've been, where we can go in the future.
Thanks for tuning in for another episode of Stuck in Vermont, brought to you by 7 Days. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you again later. Bye!
Everywhere, and the big open staircases, the big marble courts was really something that I was fond of, and I became very instrumental, almost over-instrumental.
She was a pain in the neck to the contractors, is what she was.
Yeah, I was a pleading pain. I didn't stay in Vermont, but I did make a big effect.